time?
No, not at all. Gave a good account of
Ladies and
himself.
gentlemen, our following contest is brought to you by Arwat Fight Gear. Check them out at Arwat_fight_gear on Instagram or go to arwatfightgear.com. 3 by 3 minute rounds in the 79kg weight class. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Carl Puglia at a soy Muaythai with an official weight of 78.85 kilograms. 9 fights, 8 wins, 1 loss. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Joondalup, Western Australia, Freddie Sadler. And across the ring is this man's opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Andy Colgrave and the team out of the ring gym with an official weight of 78.85 kilograms. 16 fights, 11 wins, 5 losses. Fighting out of Braybrook in Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Luciano. When the action begins, your man in charge is Abbas Samadi. Both fighters conceal the ring.
As we head to the tail of the day, brought to you by Arwat Fight Gear. Freddie Sadler over from the west, 9 fights, 8 wins, 23 years old, 78.85 kilograms, and he is as tall as the Empire State Building. On the other side of the ring, it's the MMA stylist Joseph Luciano. He's 33 years old, also weighed in at 78.85 kilograms. He is going to give up about a kilometre in reach advantage this evening. You mentioned it before, Hugh. He came here last year.
Early 90s and calling, you know, the fights over there when they used to bring the ties out for the junkets, the gambling junkets at Burswood. They do a Thai boxing show, it's a bit of sideline entertainment.
Worth noting, Joseph Luciano does a lot of his striking training with the ring gym, with Andy Colgrave, so he's well equipped for this bout. Looks to be kicking low on the leg, kicking towards the calf. That's one of Andy Colgrave's specialties, and this is the area that always, the big question mark hangs over someone who comes from a different style is how can they hold up in the clinch? The first clinch exchange would go the way of the blue corner. Clanked arm blocks the low kick.
Luciano goes at the tempo that Sadler wants him to be. It's going to be hard for him to find an opening. He's going to need to change angles and tempo and make it more of a freestyle fight rather than that Thai, you know, the Thai tempo settling in the first round. He wants to try and create something.
Yeah, you can definitely see the improvements year on year. Hugh, you mentioned Joe spent a bit of time over in Thailand.
Yeah.
You can definitely see that, but I don't know whether that's what he wants. I think he wants a dirty fight. I think he wants to be the inside, messing up the style, not sitting on the outside fighting a Thai rhythm.
Yeah, look, I think he's also used to the fighting with the smaller gloves, so you know, should take confidence in that. Look at the bigger gloves here tonight. Less stuff to worry about. There's going to be no takedowns, as in, you know, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. So he's got a different job at hand, Luciano, and he's well capable of creating something. But Frederick Sadler's experienced with those 9 fights. Yeah, he's a worthy opponent indeed.
It's so impressive to see someone taking on this challenge, though. He's certainly stepping into the deep end. This is a fighter with 9 fights, 8 wins. He's big, he's strong for the weight class.
He is indeed.
Yeah, all my credit goes to Joseph Luciano for taking on this challenge. Many wouldn't, but he wants the competition, and Freddie Sadler may have tried to take a leaf out of that last Muay Thai fight for Joseph, trying to control the posture in the clinch. He's doing well with that so far.
It was the clinch and knee game that was the undoing of Joseph Luciano last time, and you'd imagine that Freddie Sadler comes out of a good gym.
Yep.
They're going to watch that tape, and I think early on the indications are that Sadler's going to be the stronger of the two in the clinch. But I am really liking the improvements in Luciano in his game.
Yeah,
nice right hand from Sadler there too, just straight, keeping it basic.
Has made his presence felt in the clinch, and it's creating the opening for him to kind of just walk through with that right hand. And you'll see, I mentioned he does spend a lot of time fighting out of southpaw, so he's comfortable to step in between stances. Very strong first round, especially with the clinching from the blue corner. But I wonder how much did Joseph Luciano want to take a round to just have a look, feel the style, and see, he's got a very smart corner.
Well, they'll collect the data now and maybe make an adjustment to the game plan.
As we watch the highlights here, you can see that little sweep in the clinch from Freddie Sadler. Playing the game at the range that he wants and then steps inside again into the clinch, and both times quite dominant. See him change the angle on Joseph Luciano there. He's got the hands in the right position. You'll see a nice right, I'd imagine, will be the finish of this highlights package.
Yeah, not a ton of damage done in the clinch, but very strong control of position, control of posture. I would imagine the advice from the Muaythai corner will be to press back in there, guards well, just cover the boxing offense and look to close things down in the clinch. Let's see what adjustments come from Red. Only 3 rounds to work.
That's been the pattern of the night, though, as we've seen quite dominant first rounds in a lot of these fights, and either a full change of momentum, as we saw in a number of these fights, as fighters adapted, or we've seen at least a swing of momentum and evened it up through the second and third rounds. Joseph Luciano already looking a bit more aggressive, and as he catches with a nice left hook.
That right hand started a bit of fog happening in the vision of Sadler, I reckon. It was a solid right hand with a left hook on the end.
I like
Luciano.
Luciano's tried a few trips in this round as well.
Yeah, the inside, the right jab cross and down low off the lead is always a good combo.
That heavy left kick just landed twice from Freddie Sadler, and I expected him to use that in this fight. He's very good at stepping through and firing it from southpaw, not dissimilar to what we saw from Brittany Thomas in the last fight.
Yeah.
Circle out of the red corner here as we reach the 2-minute mark of the second round. The clinch where Freddie Sadler's had so much success so far, and that success continues.
Yeah, just far too strong when they clinch up. He's faster to find a dominant position and just able to control the weight of Joseph Luciano.
It's good technique as well. I mean, you've spent enough time in Thailand. You can have 6-year-olds throw you around with good technique. And I think that's what we're seeing from Freddie Sadler. It just takes years and years and years to learn these techniques. That's the punch, though, for Joseph Luciano, is that inside left hook. If he can catch him, he's certainly got the power there for a bit of lights out for the local Victorian. Sadler again going high. You've picked that like a dirty nose, Hugh.
Answered with the body kick, though, to Luciano's credit. Body kick again.
How are you seeing the momentum here, Hammer? It seems like it's swinging a little bit in the favour of the MMA fighter.
Look, Joe's doing some good things, but I think the judges are going to be scoring this, Thai style, obviously, so they'll be liking Sadler's technique. And he had a nice takedown or sweep over here. So he's got some good moves, but he's slower to pull the trigger, though. Joe's pulling the trigger first and initiating a lot more attacks. Just got to sit into his legs a bit more. That overhand right to left hook's always a good one. He's rolling off the 2, but I'd like to see him maybe go 3 or 4.
Yep. You've had some great punches in your gym over the years.
Yeah, well, look, if you think about it and you look at any fights, be it MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, KOs come predominantly from punches. So I'm an advocate of working on what brings the finish.
Certainly worked for your team tonight.
That's the last 2. It's finished the last 2 opponents like that, similar. So following the script, but no doubt fights will get a lot harder.
As we move through the end of the second round, Luciano much more willing competitor in that round, whether it's enough on the judges' scorecards. Well, as I'll say for the 15th time tonight, I'm glad I'm not a judge.
He's looking. I always like to look at the fighters in the corner in between rounds, and he's actually, the blue corner's looking pretty fatigued. Like he's struggled to have a drink there.
Interesting.
Maybe the weight cut may have been a hard one for him.
Certainly a big lad for the weight, and you can see that in the exchanges. It works to his credit. I think through a lot of this fight, the red corner is just struggling to keep things where he can have success. Probably needs to look to do some scoring off the back foot. Freddie's so determined in walking forward, able to manipulate the balance when they clinch up.
going to be hard to score past that sweep, though. That was just such a moment in the round. It
Dominant,
felt like, oh, it's even.
Then all of a sudden, yeah, one's down. And that's also a confidence breaker as well.
Yeah.
You know, when you see the canvas close up, you're like, oh man, I didn't need that right about now.
The third and final round.
Here we go, third of three. It's the MMA stylist Joseph Luciano as he cops a little jab to the chin on the inside from the West Australian Freddie Sadler. It's likely that Joseph Luciano is going to need a knockout in this third round. I think it's the left hook that is going to be the punch for him.
Yeah, if you can check hook and sit on it a bit. Nice roll off the right hand.
It's just difficult for Joseph to open up with his boxing because Freddie's pretty good at guarding, closing things into the clinch. Nice left kick.
Yep, and look, smaller fighter, everyone knows what you got to do, right? You got to close the distance and get in there. It's always easier said than done.
Absolutely. But you just don't sit behind those long kicks. Good tactic against someone who wants to get working with their boxing.
Hugh Hammer mentioned a bit of fatigue in the corner of Freddie Sadler. Are you seeing anything in the conditioning stakes here?
Look, it's hard to tell. He's obviously got a good poker face, but he is sitting a little bit longer, not pressing that clinch as much this round.
He's not pulling the trigger first, which is usually a sign that a fighter is a little bit, gassed.
Yep.
It's the one that's the fitter will be the one that will be always trying to initiate the attacks, unless his whole game plan is to counterfight. But I don't think so.
He's counter-fighting well, though, to his credit.
He's reading the play well, and he's got a great clinch game as well, Sadler.
Yeah, I think we're looking for holes rather than those holes really, really obviously being there.
Has got to be careful in situations like that, though, if he has a kick caught. Joseph's going to come swinging.
Yeah, nice right
on cue.
It's quite a pleasant stylist to watch, Freddie Sadler. I love the way that he's switching in and out of stances to set up those kicks.
Yeah, he's a smooth mover.
Yep.
I'm surprised that Sadler hasn't thrown the counter knees against the punches, cover and knee. So when Joe's rolling the punches, you just need to keep your hands up and then shoot that. He's got long knees, long legs. You might be able to pop a knee into the body,
Rolls under the right of Luciano here as he starts to work his way into the final 40 seconds of this matchup. The long kicks of Freddie Sadler keeping him at bay. A lovely little sweep there.
30 seconds.
Shows some fun little tricks. Joseph Luciano in this fight. That's twice that Freddie Sadler's hit the canvas.
I'm almost... that was a bit of an MMA move, that one.
Abbas Ahmadi saying, that's the wrong style, my son.
Still took a bit of the sail out of the wind.
Yeah.
This is actually Joey's round, I reckon. Oh, beautiful take out of the lead leg from Sadler.
Great timing from Sadler. Very good performance
Joseph Luciano
against an extremely game.
Well, the third round didn't disappoint, did it, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Delivered a bit of action there, and they're both buggered.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of these replays. Joseph Luciano going hell for leather. Knew he was probably not getting the better of the exchanges in the early parts of the fight. But that clinch of Freddie Sadler was almost unbreakable. Very strong there. Good at using his guard to protect himself from the punches. Let Joseph run himself into the clinch and then just control the posture. But Joseph giving absolutely nothing away for free.
Certainly went swinging in the last round, threw everything at it with Luciano. Tough competitor.
Yeah, very tough.
But I like the style of Freddie Sadler, though. He's absolutely a great prospect as well.
Great to watch.
Now with 10 fights under his belt.
Great frame at this weight class.
Light heavyweight who moves like a smaller man. Yeah, you love to see that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards for their decision. Your first judge scored the contest in favour of the blue corner. Your second judge scored the contest in favour of the red corner. Your third and deciding judge scored the contest to your winner via split points decision. Blue corner, Freddie Sadler.
So a split points decision there in the battle of the styles. A game, Joseph Luciano going down to West Australia.